Hello all, Serious Lee's here with a community service announcement. Actually, it's more of a community service request. This is something that I feel mildly strongly about, and I've never really talked about it in depth, and that is having a player base. I am not at my own base. I didn't build this base. This is a player base. It was uploaded specifically for a reason, because there is a traveler grave here, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But I've mentioned in the past to not upload your bases or to delete your bases after you've done building them for a weekend mission. I've never specifically, I don't think, mentioned why, and this is a tip not just for new players, but for long-time players as well, who might not really be aware of this or never just considered it. But there is a limit in the game to how many bases can be shown to players when they arrive in a star system, both in the teleporter list and on the planet through purple dots showing up on the horizons. You can't see hundreds and hundreds of bases. I can't tell you exactly what the limits are, but similar to the limits you find in your discoveries menu for systems visited, it does not go on. If you discover 10,000 star systems, it won't show you all of those. There is a limit. I don't know what the limits are, but there is one. And that's why I feel it's sort of important to never hit the upload base function on your base computer. I'm not at my base, so I can't show you that right yet, but don't hit that unless you are certain that you want to share your base with other players who get there when you are not online. That's the only thing it does. You don't need to hit the upload base function to save changes you made to your base. You don't need to hit the upload function to get back to your base. The game will remember your base computers for you, even if you don't build anything there, and if you don't hit the upload base button. Don't do it unless you need to, and especially important to not upload your bases on community discovery planets. If somebody has shared a discovery, a multi-tool, a crashed ship, maybe there's a derelict freighter that gives a good upgrade that you want to get, those are discoveries that people have shared for that discovery. People don't necessarily want to come to that star system to get your oxygen farm or your flower farm or your runaway mold base. There are about 40 runaway mold bases here in this star system that was specifically designed to mark multiple traveler graves so people could get here and get their traveler graves easily. I made a video about it. This is not my discovery. These are none of my builds. The credit goes to the people who built the bases around the glyphs and designed this community project in the first place. But the problem is, other players have come here. I came here. I didn't build a base here because I didn't need to. I got my glyphs and I went home thanks to all of the bases that were here. But I had comments on my video telling me that either they couldn't find any of the bases, they couldn't find the glyphs when they got to bases, stuff wasn't showing up in the teleporter list, and when they reloaded the game and came back, stuff changed in the teleporter list, more things. Took a little bit of back and forth to figure out what was going on, but then I remembered there are limits in the game, and there are just too many bases here. So I'm here on a new save. I came here just to test this out because people had told me it wasn't working. And I'm like, oh, well, I'll test it out. I made a new expedition save. This works both on your expedition and off your expedition. Here is the glyph address to this planet. Well, the planet I'm on now starts with the face, but you can dial all birds and then a sunset and then all birds. So 6 birds, sunset, 5 birds will get you to this star system. Go to the space station, log out of the game, log back in, and you will have only the bases from this star system in your teleporter list, but there's still too many. So if you don't see all the bases you need, the workaround is to keep trying to log in and log out, get different bases showing up, and that's an unfortunate workaround because people had to go and put runaway mold bases here trying to be helpful, and I get it, they wanted to be helpful, but they didn't realize I am not trying to tell anyone they did anything wrong on purpose. I don't think people did anything bad, but a community project has sort of been unintentionally defaced, and it's hard to find these graves. Hopefully this is a workaround for people. Oh, my starship's poking through this guy's base window. I hope this is a workaround for people. Try reloading the game. That's the only thing I can mention. And please, 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 do not upload your base on a community discovery planet. If you have gone to a crash ship somebody found that you want, or you want to go to a star system repeatedly, it's absolutely okay to drop a base computer down and build whatever kind of mansion you want there. As many base parts as you want to drop down, do it. Build as many bases as you want in that star system. Just don't upload any of them. They're going to get in the way of finding other people's bases on this list here. When you go to the teleporter and you go to other bases, here are all the ones that can show me. Now you see people have put no glyph. Thanks, I appreciate you putting that there's no glyph at your base, but you didn't need to drop a base down. It doesn't help us. In fact, glyph 7, why is glyph 7 down at the bottom? There should really only be like 2 or 3 pages of bases here to mark the 20 glyphs that are marked. I think there's 20 or 21 glyphs that are marked. I was able to find 14 on my saves when I got here on both saves, but other players were not as fortunate. So my workaround is to try to reload the game. The other option that I haven't run into the problem, so I haven't tried this one yet, is you can go into your hot menu here, your quick menu, and go like this. You can report bases that you are near, report them as inoffensive or offensive, whatever it just said, and they'll disappear from your game for that play session. When you come back later, they might have reappeared because it's not removing it from the server, it's just removing it from your game. Then try flowing back to the space station and checking the teleporter list. That might add other people's bases back to the list. I don't know that one. Reloading the game sometimes does work and show you the bases that are missing. Once again, please don't upload your bases. It's one of the most important things I think I've never mentioned before. I've known this for a while and I just forgot that it could really be a conflict because I generally don't add bases to community planets. I haven't in a long while, except when there was an open invitation to do one way back in the day with Zane's World, where he found a 6-planet system where everyone was building stasis device farms in. And I'm going to go back and delete those bases because there's plenty of farms there still, and mine are just getting in the way of other people's much better farms. So that has been my advice for the day. Please don't upload your bases, especially in community discovery star systems that were shared for a specific discovery. It's great that you want to help people by making a runaway mold base. We don't need it in a glyph discovery system. We don't need it in a crash ship discovery system. We want to find the discovery that was shared. We don't want to find your base there necessarily. By all means, post your runaway mold farms. Runaway mold farms are very common and very easy to make. Most players can make their own, but if you want to share yours, do that. People will go there and get the mold they need when they need mold. When they need graves or the discovery, they want to find that quick, right? All right, that's it for today, everybody. I've waxed on about this long enough. Hopefully, we learned to not upload our bases unless we need to share them with the community. That's it for today. Until next time, have a good time. And don't upload your bases.